Hello, hello. So I am here. I'm Deetra Carter, and this is your vision session as promised. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about me, and then we're going to get going so that you can create your vision. So, who am I? I am a certified life coach, I'm an author, and I'm an educator. But more importantly, I have really been through some things. You can't tell it all, but I have truly been through some things, and I've come to a place to where I want to share, because everything that I've gone through is for a purpose. So I say often these days that I am looking for warriors. I am looking for people that have gone through some things too. All of our stories may be a little different, but we've been through some things. In my case, I had low self-esteem, low self-worth. My heart was broken, went through abusive relationships, been lied to, betrayed, everything the things that really hurt your heart. So why am I here today? I am here for a purpose. I am a warrior that I've been wounded on the battlefield, and now I'm looking for other warriors that can help because now I am healed. So, what are the goals for this session? I want to help you to create a personal vision. So, what you're going to need is you're going to need a journal. So, a journal, it could be a notebook, it could be, so I have one right here. This is the journal that I created. I call it a God and Me journal. So you're going to need that. But that's about it. If you want to just listen, then you can do that too. So what are my goals for this vision session? You are going to learn how to create a purpose-driven vision for your life. You're going to learn how to identify what's holding you back, how to start taking action. So, before we get started, I just have one affirmation for you this time. So, I want you to say this: I am committed to partnering with God to create a vision for my life. I am committed to partnering with God to create a vision for my life. So, if you believe that, if you are committed, I want you to hit like. I want you to hit the heart button. I am committed. You have to make this commitment or none of this matters, right? So why would I do something like this? What is the point of this? Why create a personal vision statement? The reason why you want to do something like this is because it's so easy to get distracted, to lose sight of what's really important, especially the adults that we're out here, we're paying bills, we're taking care of kids. Some people are taking care of their parents. I mean, there's just so much going on. We're going to work. There's just so much going on. Some people are even in school. I mean, so many things going on, so it's kind of hard to stay focused on your purpose and stay focused on the vision that God has for your life. So when you get a little disconnected, it's helpful to go back to that vision and then get yourself back focused again. And then another thing is that you can get pulled into other people's vision. If you've been pulled into somebody else's vision, then you understand what that's like, because then you start to feel a little lost. You feel like, well, why am I doing this again? You start feeling pressure, just all kinds of things. So if you've noticed, there's different things that catch our attention all the time. So we've got all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. We've got emails. We've got all kinds of notifications on our phones, and all of this, it distracts us from what we're supposed to be doing in one way or another. So we want to stay focused. Vision, I'm not telling you that creating a personal vision statement, I'm not telling you that that's going to eliminate all distractions. But what I am telling you is that it's going to inspire you. It's going to inspire you to focus on what really matters. And it's also going to give you clarity for your future, while directing you to what you need to work on right now. So putting your clarity for the future, but helping you to focus on the here and now so that you can get started. So where do you start? So I had a friend, she said, when I think about my purpose, it's just like outer space. It's like nothing. So where do you start? You want to start with what your purpose is. What is that? Some people feel like it's just a really vague concept, and some people feel like it really doesn't make sense. So if you have any questions, please shoot them out there. But where do you start? Here's a few tips for you. What would you do if you could really create a script for your funeral? So you could basically tell people what you want people to say at your funeral. What kind of things would people say? What kind of things would people say? So I want people to say at my funeral that she was a woman that helped so many people believe in themselves. So you see how that's related to my purpose, and then it also is connected to my vision. She was a strong woman that had been through ups and downs and twists and turns, but she still made time to help other people believe in themselves. That's what I want people to say about me. So that's what gets me up and gets me fired up about doing this. And it helps me to stay focused from day to day. Another way, if that doesn't do it for you, maybe people are like, oh, you want me to think about dying? I don't like that. So what could you do? What do you absolutely hate? I mean, you just can't stand it. Can't stand it. What are your pet peeves? And you can type them in there. We can talk about it. But one of my pet peeves is when people tell somebody that they can't do something. So I don't care how far-fetched it is. I hate when people say, oh, well, you're not going to be able to do that. Bet you can't do that. It just burns me up because I'm the more in you girl. So I'm always telling people the exact opposite because that is what God has put in my heart to do. So I can't stand that. So that is directly related to my purpose. So if you can think of some things that just irritate you, it doesn't bother the next person as much as it bothers you, it's probably related to your purpose. So a lot of people, they kind of joke about like putting other people down and things like that. And it's a big joke and everybody laughs about it. I hated it from a kid. Like as a kid, I would literally fight you because I couldn't stand when somebody's like putting me down, putting somebody else down. I could not stand it. Another tip. What are you most proud of in this moment in your life? So a lot of things like our purpose is related to our natural abilities. So it's not going to be something that you cannot do. Some people, they just can't sing to save their soul. They can make a joyful noise, but that's just not what they do. So their purpose is not related to giving music to the world or creating music to the world. That's not what they do. So usually what you're most proud of in this world, that is related to your purpose. Some people, they're most proud of their children, and maybe they are raising the future president, or maybe they are we're definitely all raising our future, so it's all related to our purpose. But some people, they have a special calling for that, for caring for children. So you will know if that's you because it just resonates within your spirit. So what I do want you to know is that even though you're starting to think about some of these questions, like, is that my purpose? Is that my purpose? I'm not sure. Some people already know what their purpose is. So if that is the case, if that is you, what you want to do is you want to prepare for your purpose. It is a process. So what you're going to do is you're going to partner with God in this process. You're going to partner with him because he is the only one that knows best what is for you, the best thing for you to do. He will help you to create your vision, right? So how do you partner with God? Some people are at different levels. So I'm just giving reminders for some people. And then for some, this is new information. So you want to spend time in prayer. So I do encourage you there is a prayer app I absolutely love. Some of you guys from back in the day, it was like a red book, and they still have the red book circulating, but there is, they do have an app, so I encourage you to download that. Spend time in prayer as well. Some people really don't feel comfortable praying out loud. Like they just don't feel like they're really making a connection, or it's just uncomfortable. It's not something that they practice well, but you can write prayers. I love That's what this was about, God and me, because it was literally, dear God, and go from there. So make sure that you spend time in prayer. Make sure that you're meditating. So after you're praying, you want to spend some time to wait to hear from God. Make sure that you are using some affirmations, because when we speak, believe it or not, we are speaking things into existence. So the things that we say over and over, some people saying things like I'm stupid, or a lot of people say things like that. This just like, really? But it's like a joke, so a lot of people accept it. Also reading the Bible to prepare for your purpose, because there's so many examples in there about people, how they made it through. So, but why do people struggle? If it's that simple, if all I got to do is partner with God, why is it so hard for me to create my vision? First, there's cultural conditioning. So from the moment we are born into a culture. We're born into this culture, and we're making choices based on what is in front of us and the things that we've been taught and what we believe is available to us. So we're not going to, a lot of times, if you're not where you want to be, always remember that you're where you believe is available to you. What you really believe, if you dig down deep, that is what you believe is available to you, is what you have. So you've really got to dig down deep and figure out, what is it that I truly believe? Where is my faith at this point? In my book, I talk about the faith tank and things like that. So what that means is basically we have to fill ourselves up and build ourselves up with faith, because we are going to have what we truly believe in a matter of time, because our vision, that's what's going to propel us forward. So if we're talking things that, talking about places we really don't want to be, or talking about where we currently are, we're going to stay in that place. If we're talking about that, if we're talking more about where we are going, that's where we'll end up, because that's what we believe. The other thing is that a lot of times talking about vision makes people like super uncomfortable. So that kind of will make you struggle, because you're not even thinking about it and you're not considering it. So if you're going to have what you think about. So if you're not thinking about it, you're not considering it, then that's going to be a struggle for you. The second thing is that visualizing is a skill. So this is not something that a lot of people are used to. It's like a muscle. You have to start exercising it. And a lot of us have been shut down. We've been shut down as kids with visualizing, because they told us not stop daydreaming, or that's not reality, different things like that. So now it feels uncomfortable to visualize about our future. Some people, when you told them that you wanted to be, maybe you wanted to be a comedian, maybe you wanted to be something out there, let me think, I don't know. The thing that I do, life coach, people didn't even know what that was. So a lot of people could say some things to discourage you at a young age. And when you begin as a young age to take on what other people are telling you and what the culture is telling you, kind of shuts down that, so you haven't been necessarily working that visualization muscle. So you've got to work it. So, and the more that you visualize, the better you get at using your imagination. So I can teach you some things about how to use your imagination and how to actually visualize, because sometimes people try to do it and they're like, their mind goes everywhere, and there is a technique, but we'll see what you guys would like to hear about, because I definitely can share that with you. So feel free to make a comment or send me a message if you're interested in learning more about how to visualize. Another thing, this is the last thing for today, at least, of why we struggle. We think that the vision has to be perfect. Like, it just has to be, everything got to be just right. And that comes from childhood conditioning, because people are telling you how to get it right. And that's where I call myself a recovering perfectionist, because we get this thing in our head that what is ideal, and then we feel like we haven't arrived yet. We feel like we're not there yet. So naturally, that's not going to reflect reality, because while it's really nice if things are ideal, it's just not how it is. So a lot of times when we become aware of that, then we can take the limits off. We can take the limits off and we can go for it. So what's holding you back? I'm going to go back to taking the limits off. It's those limiting beliefs. Where do you get those limiting beliefs from? The battle is really in your mind. So I wanted to share with you a few of the limiting beliefs that I believe that a lot of people have. I got this from, it was a guy giving like the top 10 limiting beliefs. Don't have his name, but this is not all me, so I wanted to tell you. So number one was thinking that I'm too old. I'm too old. Who told you that? Is that really true? Number two, I'm going to give you 10. Number two, I'm not educated enough. A lot of people get caught up in the education one, like, I really need to go back to school, and it's because of the way that our society is set up. So I get that, and maybe it is a good thing to go back to school, but that doesn't mean that you cannot push forward, right where you are. Number three, or where am I at? Number two, I'm not smart enough. Number three, I'm not educated enough. Number four, I'm afraid of trying and failing. So a lot of people, they just really don't want to try just for fear of failing. But when you think back, remember I was talking about purpose earlier. If you were here listening, I was talking about purpose earlier. What do you want people to say at your funeral? What do you want people to say? I know for me, I would rather people say, well, she gave it her best shot. She gave it her all, especially my children. I want my kids to see me going for it, because I want to inspire them to go for it. So that's another limiting belief. I'm afraid of trying and failing. You have to have money to make money. This one we hear over and over again. You have to have something. You got to have money. But let me tell you something. Somebody can come up to you or drop something in your mailbox, and there's your money just out of nowhere. Like, so if you believe that you have to have money to make money, then that's what you're going to have to do. You are going to have some money so you can make some money, because it all starts up here. Another thing, now I hear this all the time, especially with the ladies, and we're always trying to look good and lose weight and different things like that. Oh, I've already tried everything. You don't understand my situation. I've got this problem. I got that problem. I'm not even going to name them, because it does not deserve the energy. But I got this problem. I got that problem. You don't even understand. But then when they actually calm down, they realize they have not tried everything, because they're still here. So there's always something that you haven't tried. You haven't even thought of some things that you could have tried. Number 7, it's selfish for me to want more. Some of us are trying to be martyrs out here. So we're just trying to give our whole selves, just give ourselves to everything. So anything we can think of, whether it's our kids, our husbands, whether it's like the church, that's a big one, work, like we're just trying to just give and give and give and give. So we don't feel like we deserve to have more, right? Number 8, I don't have enough willpower. I just can't. And I have seen, I'm not going to name names, but I definitely just saw somebody do this last week. Just said, oh no, y'all doing that? Oh no. Because they just immediately shut down before even considering it. So if that's you, let me inspire you. You can. You will. You must. Right? Another one, number 9, all the good ones are taken. All the good ones are taken. So you can relate this to a number of things. It could be relationships. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. But then it also could be different things that you just may desire, and you just feel like everybody got them. They got them all. So there's none for you. Could be a job. Who knows? but you just feeling like all the good ones are taken, all the positions are filled. There's not a good woman for me. I open this up to men and women, so there's not a good woman for me. There's not a good man for me. They're just all taken. Especially at a certain age, you definitely start feeling that way. Number 10, I really don't deserve it. And I kind of spoke to that a little earlier, so I'm not going to beat that one in the ground. But this is what you really need to do. You need to get your mind right. So if you're thinking some of those things that I just talked about, then you need to actually renew your mind with the truth. So if you're thinking things like I'm too old, some people think I'm too young. I didn't include that one. But if you're thinking I'm too old, then you can say the truth is I have a youthful spirit and I'm still ready to do some things. I still have some things in me, right? And then if you're young, you can say, well, I have some maturity and I believe in myself and I am ready to give the world what I have because I have the energy that a youthful person has, and that is definitely something that can help you. People thinking that I'm not smart enough. Just tell yourself the exact opposite. I am smart. I am intelligent. Think about things where you've gotten some validation on that. It might have been in school. It might have been outside of school, because maybe if you didn't get good grades in school, then there may have been some things you might have had street smarts. That's what they told me I didn't have all the time. So there's multiple levels of intelligence, multiple areas. So you've got it somewhere. You have got to figure out where, and you got to focus on what that is. Another thing is, I've failed too many times, or I'm afraid of trying and failing. Replace that with, I've been successful at many things, and you want to think about the things that you've been successful at, and you want to dwell on those things, dwell on those thoughts, the things that you've really done well. And then, I don't deserve it. Something you can replace that with is, God promised to give me the desires of my heart. So if you didn't deserve it at all, then He's still going to give it to you as the truth. So you just need to focus on the truth, is God promised me to give me the desires of my heart. Focus on that. So what I want to know is if you're really ready, because I know that people are at different levels. People are at different levels. If you're ready, say yes. If you're ready, say I am ready. But I want to hear from you. Are you ready? Some people, they just enjoy telling that same story over and over again. I know that you've met them. If you're that person, then take heed. But you just telling the same story of everything that you've been through. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what it's like to be me, so on and so forth. But do you want to keep telling that same story over and over again? Or are you tired of doing that? Are you tired of feeling lost? Like you don't know where you're going or what you're doing? Are you tired of feeling like you're fighting and you getting beat up and you feeling defeated and you just waiting and hoping on something to get better, but you're really not sure what you need to do? If you want to win, then you gotta stay out there, and you need some support. If you are a warrior, I'm here to support you. If you want a breakthrough, I am here to support you. I want to support you. It is the true desire of my heart to support you. So what are some ways that I can support you? I can support you with the coaching, the spiritual coaching. I can support you with one of my programs. One of my programs that I'm running right now are my breakthrough programs, and I can tell you more about that if you and you can go to my website, moreinyoucoaching.com, and find out more. But basically, I can take you through the entire process to make sure that you are prepared to let go of all of those things that's been holding you back. That's been holding you back from where you need to be, where you are destined to be. I can take you from that to actually getting started on a plan for your vision. So there's so many steps in between, and there's different programs that I can offer you. So I'm not going to go into all the different programs. You can go to my website and find out more. But what I can tell you is that I can help you to find your purpose, create a vision, and I also can help you to get started on an action plan. What I'm doing right now is I am offering discovery sessions. So if you want to kind of figure out, like, what is this? I know I need some help with this. I want this year, the rest of this year, I want it to be different. I want this life to be about something. If that's you and you feel like you've been through something, you have some things to offer to the world, I want to hear from you. So before we end, I do want to tell you a couple of things that I have going right now. I am doing a gratitude challenge, and with that, I invite you guys to join me on the gratitude challenge. But what that is that for 40 days, and the reason why it's 40 days is that it takes about 20 days to break an old habit, and about 20 days to form a new habit. So people are saying, So people are saying that it's just the 21 days. It just takes 21 days to form a new habit, and that is it. Let me tell you something. I have done that, I don't know how many times. All of my, especially my close friends, they know that I am always doing the challenge. So I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to take you more than 21 days if you really want something to stick. So if you really want to feel like, you know what, things are changing and you're tired of feeling like you're disappointed and different things like that, it's going to take you a while to change the programming in your mind. So you definitely at least want to give it 40 days. And in my book, I talk about in depth why 40 days. There's so many stories related to it in the Bible. So I'm not going to go through all of that right now. But I do encourage you to do a 40-day gratitude challenge. And it is outlined in my book. If you have questions, it's super easy though. I just did a post about it. So all you got to do is day one, and then just think of something that you're truly, truly grateful for. And then you can post it on social media if you want to be held accountable. Or if you're not a private person, because a lot of people are private about things like this, then I don't know why, but they are. Then you can just write it in your journal. So I encourage you to do that. Another thing that I am doing is I'm going to, well, actually I might live stream it. I don't know yet, but I have just recently moved to the Dayton area. So I want to meet some people in the area besides my family. And that's why I moved. Everybody's like, why are you moving? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because if I were to die in 30 days, I would have regretted not being closer to my family. So I did it. That's how I make my decisions. If I'm dying, what would I do? So I am here. So I'm here in the Dayton area, and I'm having I started a life coaching meetup. And what we're going to do for our first meetup is create a vision book. This is the one I did for my last one. I use like a scrapbook. So if you do plan on going, then you do need to bring either your own scrapbook. I will have these. I think these are so cute. And see, it flips. Yeah. So I will have those for sale if you want to just come, then you can come and not have to bring anything. And why did I choose to do it on a book is because that I found that it's the most it's the most durable, and it's one of my favorite ways to do this, to keep your vision in front of you, because you can carry the books along with you and it won't get all messed up. Oh, it dropped. And then another thing that I encourage you to do, so if you enjoyed some of the things that I talked about, and you want to find out more, a lot of things I talk about are in my book. So there's more in you, and if you enjoyed it, then I do have a free ebook on my website. So you can go to my website and you can download the free ebook. At the end of that ebook, then there's a link to get the full book. If you just want to skip through all that, then if you go into the shop on my website, then you can get the full book. So I encourage you to do that, especially if you enjoy the things that I talk about and the topics that I talk about. Another thing is that I do want to hear from you. So I want to know if there are some topics that you would enjoy talking about. If there's some questions that you have, that's what I want to hear. I do encourage you to like this. If you like it, hit the like button, hit the heart button. I encourage you to share it, because what I want everyone to say is that there is more in you. I've got the t-shirts coming soon. There is more in you, not because of you, but because of him. So I'm working on getting all of that together and putting it all into my website. I'm super excited about the Breakthrough program. I am offering a promotion for those of you that want to jump into that. It's going to be 50% off in celebration of my birthday, which is March 22nd. So if you sign up before March 22nd, it's going to be 50% off. And now that I've said all of that, what I really want you to remember is to make sure that you book a session with me if you want a breakthrough. So let's do a prayer for vision. And this is just a quick prayer. God, we acknowledge you as the head of our lives. We are committed to serving you with our whole heart. Lord, we ask you to lead and guide us along the way. We ask for you to order our steps. Heavenly Father, renew our minds. Renew our minds so that we can see what you see. Lord, help our unbelief and dissolve our fear with your love. Uplift our spirit as we prepare for our purpose. We believe that it is done, and it is so. In Jesus' name, amen. So I do want you to send me any questions that you have about purpose. Send me any questions that you have about vision. Any questions that you have about taking action. A lot of times people are, hey, I see you, thank you. That's my uncle. So a lot of people, it's just a vague and just a topic that people just do not understand. And a lot of people are struggling with really like, why is it that some people know their vision and they know that they have a purpose, but they're just not moving toward it, and they're trying to figure out why. I can guarantee you it's related to one of those limiting beliefs that you have. So let me help you with that. If you're wondering why, again, download your free ebook, like, share, message me. Take the first step. If you don't want to do any of that stuff, if you don't want to like it, if you don't want to share it, you don't want to message me, what I do want you to do more than anything is pray. I want you to pray. That is the biggest thing, is pray. Your relationship with God. That's why I'm doing this, is because I believe that God is using me to just encourage you to get closer to him, because that's what it's really all about. And I want to know what you need. I do. I really want to know, what is it that you need, that you believe that I might be able to help you with. I am really here to serve you. So I hope to hear from you all. And with much love, until next time, there's more in you.